Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the escalating tensions surrounding Professor Henry Hank Dalton and Mayor Laura Collins, where a tragic accident might just change everything in Port Charles. In the shadowy underbelly of Port Charles, whispers of foul play are growing louder as General Hospital's latest spoilers hint at a devastating mishap involving the ever-vigilant Laura Collins and the troublesome Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Picture this, a late-night drive turning into a nightmare, with Laura behind the wheel, her mind racing from recent scandals, only to collide with destiny in the form of Dalton's reckless schemes. This isn't just a random fender bender, it's a web of intrigue spun by powerful figures who see Dalton as a loose end that needs tying up. As the week unfolds from November 17th to 21st, viewers can brace for a cascade of confrontations that expose the professor's vulnerabilities and Laura's unyielding sense of justice. Dalton, once a shadowy academic figure meddling in forbidden experiments, has crossed too many lines, drawing the ire of those who pull the strings in the city's hidden power plays. His alliance with the enigmatic Jen Sidwell was supposed to yield breakthroughs in covert research, but instead, it's unraveling into chaos, pulling innocent bystanders like Laura's family into the fray. The mayor, known for her composure under pressure, finds herself at the epicenter of this storm, her political future hanging by a thread as personal loyalties clash with public duty. Jen Sidwell's frustration with Dalton has reached a boiling point, transforming what was once a calculated partnership into a ticking time bomb ready to explode. Sidwell, a ruthless operator with ties to international syndicates, initially valued Dalton's intellect for spearheading a clandestine lab project aimed at revolutionizing energy sources, or so the official story goes, but the professor's blunders have turned it into a liability. Remember how Dalton orchestrated the sabotage of the high-tech facility, pinning the blame squarely on Rocco Falconeri, Laura's young grandson, to deflect suspicion from their illicit operations. This move not only invited unwanted scrutiny from local authorities, but also ignited a firestorm of media attention that threatens to expose Sidwell's entire network. As the days tick by, Sidwell's one-school demeanor cracks, revealing a man whose patience is as thin as the ice on Port Charles Harbor in winter. Spoilers tease a heated boardroom showdown where Sidwell, pacing like a caged predator, demands results or retribution, his voice laced with venom as he recounts Dalton's every misstep, from botched experiments that wasted millions to careless leaks that have federal agents circling. In this high-stakes environment, Pascal, Sidwell's enforcer with a reputation for silent efficiency, lurks in the shadows, his loyalty unquestioned and his methods unforgiving. By midweek, expect Sidwell to issue a chilling directive: eliminate the problem at its source, turning Dalton from asset to casualty in a heartbeat. This rift highlights the precarious balance of power in Port Charles, where ambition often collides with betrayal, leaving even the smartest minds exposed. The fallout from Dalton's frame job on Rocco has left Laura seething, her protective instincts flaring into a fierce maternal fury that could redefine her mayoral campaign. Rocco, just a teenager navigating the complexities of family legacy in a town rife with secrets, was thrust into terror when evidence was planted linking him to the lab's fiery destruction and explosion that lit up the night sky and symbolized the crumbling facade of Dalton's schemes. Laura, piecing together the deception through whispered tips from trusted allies like her husband Kevin, confronts the professor in a public spectacle outside City Hall, her words sharp as daggers. "You've toyed with the wrong family's future," she might hiss, her eyes blazing with the resolve of someone who's faced down demons before, from cult leaders to corporate titans. This isn't mere posturing, it's a vow of accountability, laced with the subtle threat of legal repercussions that Dalton can't ignore. As election night looms, the results promise to deliver a gut punch could challenger Ezra Boyle, with his slick promises of reform and shadowy backers, snatch victory from Laura's grasp. The Rocco scandal, amplified by tabloid headlines and viral social media posts, paints the mayor as out of touch, her judgment clouded by personal vendettas. Yet, Laura's strength lies in her authenticity. She's the kind of leader who rallies communities through crises, from harbor cleanups to youth mentorship programs. Distraught and isolated, she slips into her sedan after a grueling rally, the weight of potential defeat pressing on her chest like an invisible anchor, her hands gripping the wheel as tears blur the rain-slicked streets. What starts as a night of emotional turmoil for Laura spirals into catastrophe, with Pascal emerging as the dark architect of Dalton's potential demise, shoving him straight into harm's way. Imagine the scene. Dalton, cornered and sweating under Sidwell's ultimatum, stumbles out into the dimly lit parking garage, his mind racing with escape plans that dissolve into panic. Pascal, ever the silent operative with a backstory of military precision and unyielding obedience, seizes the moment, his gloved hands propelling the professor forward with calculated force. This isn't random violence, it's a multifaceted strike designed to sever ties while framing Laura as the unwitting villain in Sidwell's revenge plot. Sidwell's broader agenda securing control over Sonny Corinthos' lucrative piers for smuggling routes disguised as legitimate shipping has hit repeated snags. From Sonny's ironclad defenses to interference from decks and the PCPD. Furious at these setbacks, Sidwell views the accident as poetic justice, eliminating Dalton while tarnishing Laura's reputation and sowing discord in the Corinthos camp. On November 20th, as fog rolls in from the docks, Laura's vehicle hurtles forward, brakes screeching too late, the thud echoing like a thunderclap. In the chaos, new layers emerge. Perhaps Dalton's research involved experimental serums that could explain his erratic behavior, or Sidwell's connections reach into City Hall, pulling strings to ensure the incident buries Laura's career. This twist underscores the interconnected web of Port Charles intrigue, where one push can topple empires, blending personal vendettas with high-stakes power grabs in ways that keep fans guessing. The shocking realization hits Laura like a tidal wave on November 20th as she stumbles from her car, heart pounding, to discover the crumpled form of Dalton beneath her tires. His fate sealed in an instant of unintended horror. The professor, with his disheveled coat and vacant stare, lies motionless on the wet pavement, the metallic tang of blood mixing with the salty harbor-era stark contrast to the polished academic he once pretended to be. Laura's world tilts, visions of Rocco's frightened face flash before her, mingling with the election's bitter echoes as she whispers denials into the night. Has she become the monster Dalton painted her as, or is this the cruel hand of fate intervening in Sidwell's game? Pascal vanishes into the gloom, his role hidden for now, leaving Laura to grapple with the immediate aftermath, flashing lights, concerned onlookers, and the cold grip of investigative scrutiny. This moment peels back the layers of her character, revealing a woman haunted by what-ifs. What if she'd swerved sooner, or confronted Dalton differently? It ties into broader themes of accountability in Port Charles, where secrets, like the lab's true purpose, perhaps bioengineered weapons, veiled as medical advancements, threaten to erupt, implicating everyone from Sonny to the Quartermains. As dawn breaks, Laura's fears intensify, tormented by the possibility of facing charges for motor vehicle homicide, her mind replaying the scene in agonizing detail, while the weight of unintended consequences crushes her spirit. Inside her idling car, tears stream down her face, illuminated by the harsh beam of Nathan West's flashlight piercing the darkness, casting long shadows over the tragic tableau. Nathan, the steadfast detective with a personal stake in Colin's family dramas, kneels to assess the damage, his expression a mask of professional detachment hiding deeper concern for Laura's well-being. Is it Dalton's lifeless body he's illuminating, the professor's schemes ending not in glory, but in anonymity on a forgotten street? General Hospital teases this as the spark for deadly drama, where Laura's anguish could unravel alliances, perhaps drawing Kevin into a desperate cover-up or alerting Anna Devane to Sidwell's machinations. The homicide angle adds psychological depth. Laura, a pillar of ethics, now questions her own actions, haunted by dreams of the crash and Dalton's accusing eyes. Legal experts in Port Charles buzz with speculation, intentional or accidental. Evidence like tire marks, and witness statements could exonerate her, but Sidwell's influence might twist the narrative, painting her as vengeful. This ordeal tests her resilience, forcing a reckoning with the blurred lines between justice and vengeance in a town where every shadow hides a secret. General Hospital's upcoming episodes promise a whirlwind of suspense, with Dalton's demise potentially unleashing ripples that reshape Port Charles, forever stay locked in for every twist as Laura fights to reclaim her truth amid the lies. Next, we will dive deep into the escalating drama surrounding Harrison Chase's relentless investigation that promises to unravel secrets and shake the foundations of Port Charles' elite circles. In the shadowy underbelly of General Hospital's latest twists, spoilers reveal that Detective Harrison Chase is zeroing in on a bombshell revelation. Ezra Boyle could be unmasked as Jacinda Bracken's clandestine client on the fateful night of Drew Kane's shooting. This development threatens to dismantle Michael Corinthos' carefully constructed alibi, leaving him exposed and vulnerable in the eyes of the law. Chase, driven by an unyielding conviction in Willow Tate's innocence, is prepared to pull out all the stops to shield her from the looming specter of imprisonment. His strategy hinges on introducing a fresh investigative perspective that sows seeds of uncertainty around Michael's narrative, potentially redirecting the spotlight of suspicion squarely back onto the Corinthos heir. By meticulously probing the timeline, Chase aims to demonstrate that Michael wasn't glued to Jacinda's side throughout that chaotic evening, creating fissures in the story that could lead to broader implications for the entire case. This isn't just routine detective work, it's a personal crusade fueled by Chase's deep-seated loyalty to Willow and his frustration with the inconsistencies plaguing the official probe. As the calendar flips to November 20th, viewers can anticipate Chase taking decisive strides in his off-the-books pursuit, operating without the backing of departmental resources, but armed with sharp intuition and determination. Picture Chase navigating the dimly lit corridors of Jacinda's world, perhaps poring over overlooked records or interviewing shadowy figures from the escort circuit, all while balancing his badge's constraints. His confidence stems from a growing belief that Jacinda's evening wasn't as straightforward as Michael claims. Maybe she juggled multiple engagements, splitting her time in ways that align with the shooting's timeline. This solo endeavor underscores Chase's character evolution, transforming him from a by-the-book officer into a rogue investigator willing to bend rules for justice. If successful, these efforts could not only exonerate Willow, but also expose deeper layers of deceit within Port Charles power players, reminding fans why General Hospital excels at blending procedural thrills with emotional stakes. The momentum builds into the November 21st episode, where Chase is set to deliver crucial updates to Alexis Davis, Willow's formidable attorney, in a scene ripe with tension and potential breakthroughs. Imagine the sterile glow of Alexis's office as Chase lays out his findings, his voice steady but laced with urgency, detailing how his leads have borne fruit in ways that could pivot the defense strategy. This exchange isn't mere exposition, it's a pivotal moment where legal minds collide with fresh evidence, possibly including digital traces or witness whispers that corroborate Ezra's involvement. Alexis, ever the shrewd operator, will likely seize on this intel to craft a narrative that amplifies alternative suspects, turning the courtroom into a battlefield of alibis and accusations. For Willow, watching from the sidelines, this could be the lifeline she desperately needs, easing the weight of impending trial fears and restoring a glimmer of hope amid the chaos. Delving deeper into the intrigue, Chase's hunch about Jacinda harboring another client specifically, the enigmatic Ezra Boyle gains traction as he uncovers potential smoking guns like grainy security footage from a nearby venue capturing Jacinda and Ezra in a clandestine rendezvous. Envision the footage, time-stamped clips showing them slipping into an upscale lounge just as the shots rang out at the Kane residence, their body language suggesting more than a casual encounter. Ezra, a figure shrouded in mystery with ties to Port Charles' financial elite, has long maintained a discreet relationship with Jacinda, funding lavish sessions to escape his high-pressure life without drawing scrutiny. His motivation to bury this association runs deep, perhaps linked to professional rivalries or personal scandals that could topple his status if exposed. Chase's probe might involve tailing Ezra's digital footprint or coaxing reluctant informants, piecing together a puzzle that paints Jacinda's alibi as a web of half-truths designed to protect high-profile patrons. Should Chase secure irrefutable proof, such as Ezra cracking under interrogation and confessing his whereabouts with Jacinda during the critical window, the fallout would be seismic. This admission wouldn't just poke holes in Michael's story, it could trigger a cascade of revelations, forcing Ezra to confront the moral quagmire of his secrecy and Jacinda to navigate the perils of her double life. In a broader analysis, this twist highlights General Hospital's knack for exploring themes of deception in relationships, how the wealthy wield alibis like shields, only for truth to pierce through. Alexis Davis stands to gain immensely here, weaving this evidence into a defense that not only absolves Willow, but implicates others in a ring of misdirection, potentially broadening the suspect pool to include overlooked motives from Port Charles undercurrents. Even Drew Kane, still reeling from the attack, would find grim satisfaction in watching Michael's facade crumble, as Chase's diligence erodes the Corinthos family's aura of untouchability. Drew's perspective adds emotional depth, his recovery intertwined with a quest for accountability that mirrors the show's enduring appeal to vigilante justice. If Michael's lies to the authorities surface fully, he could face severe repercussions ranging from perjury charges to heightened scrutiny as the prime suspect, unraveling alliances and inviting internal family strife. This escalation teases richer character arcs, with Michael grappling with the consequences of his protectiveness gone awry, perhaps straining ties with Willow or drawing Sonny's ire. Spoilers suggest this web of intrigue will intensify, pulling in more players and setting the stage for courtroom showdowns that could redefine loyalties in Port Charles. Next, we will learn about the troubling backlash faced by beloved actor Cameron Mathison after some so-called fans crossed the line between on-screen drama and real-life cruelty. Cameron Mathison has long been a fixture in the world of feel-good television, charming audiences with his portrayal of upright, heroic figures across networks like Hallmark and Great American Family. These roles often depict him as the dependable neighbor or the steadfast partner who always does the right thing, earning him a reputation as the quintessential nice guy of daytime and holiday programming. Yet, on General Hospital, Mathison's character, Drew Kane, has taken a dramatically different path, evolving from a principled Navy SEAL with a noble background into a ruthless congressman willing to bend rules for personal gain. This transformation reached new heights when Drew crossed into morally gray territory by meddling in family affairs, including the infamous wife-stealing incident that wrecked homes and shattered alliances in Port Charles. Viewers who once rooted for Drew's redemption arc now grapple with his cutthroat decisions, like manipulating political landscapes or betraying close allies, which have painted him as a self-serving antagonist. In a deeper sense, this shift highlights the soap opera's genius for character evolution, forcing fans to confront how heroes can fall into villainy under pressure, much like real-world figures who compromise their integrity for power. Mathison's ability to embody this complexity has been praised by critics for adding layers to GH's narrative, but it also invites intense scrutiny that blurs the boundaries between fiction and the man behind the role. The latest buzz in General Hospital news circles around a deeply personal incident involving Mathison and his family, sparked by toxic online comments that refused to stay in the realm of make-believe. It all began when Mathison's 19-year-old daughter, Lila, a bright and sensitive young woman pursuing her own passions in college, accidentally came across a barrage of social media posts targeting her father's character and worse, the actor himself. These weren't just casual critiques of Drew's latest scheming plotline. They were vicious personal attacks, accusing Cameron of embodying the same narcissistic traits as his on-screen persona, from alleged real-life disloyalty to unfounded claims of arrogance off-camera. Lila, who has grown up watching her dad's career flourish, while navigating the spotlight's glare, felt a profound sting from these words as they struck at the heart of her family bond. Overwhelmed, she immediately facetimed her father during what was supposed to be a routine check-in, her voice trembling as she recounted the hurtful messages that painted him as the villain he plays, not the loving dad she knows. This emotional exchange unfolded in their cozy Los Angeles home, where Mathison was winding down after a long day on the GH set, surrounded by family photos that remind him of life's true priorities beyond scripted conflicts. The incident underscores a growing concern in the entertainment industry: how digital platforms amplify vitriol, turning fan passion into unintended harm for actors' personal lives, and prompting calls for more mindful online discourse. At the core of this controversy lies the timeless challenge for soap opera enthusiasts to separate the intoxicating world of Port Charles from the everyday realities of the performers who bring it to life. Some viewers, deeply invested in GH's high-stakes twists like Drew's recent congressional power plays that alienate former friends such as Carly or entangle him in corporate espionage project there. Frustration onto Mathison as if he authored the scripts himself. This confusion isn't new to daytime TV. It's a byproduct of the genre's immersive storytelling, where characters like Drew evolve through scandals that mirror audience emotions, from betrayal to redemption quests. Yet, when fans lash out with comments like Cameron is just as slimy as Drew or fabricate rumors about his off-screen behavior, it reveals a dangerous immersion, akin to historical cases where actors from shows like All My Children faced similar fan ire in the pre-social media era. Mathison himself has addressed this in past interviews, explaining how he draws from real-life resilience to portray Drew's flaws without letting them define his own identity. The key lesson here is that hating a character like the spiteful Congressman Kane is actually a compliment to the actor's craft. It means the performance is convincingly raw and unfiltered. But extending that disdain to personal attacks crosses an ethical line, eroding the communal joy of fandom and reminding everyone that behind every role is a human being with vulnerabilities, aspiration, and a family that feels the ripple effects. While Drew Kane's arc has turned him into a vindictive force in Port Charles, scheming against rivals and prioritizing ambition over loyalty, think of his calculated moves to undermine Michael's business empire or his tense alliances with shadowy figures. The man playing him couldn't be more different. Cameron Mathison is widely regarded in Hollywood as a pillar of kindness, often volunteering at charity events for children's health organizations and mentoring younger actors on set with his trademark optimism. His off-screen life revolves around simple joys: coaching youth soccer games, cooking family dinners with fresh ingredients from his garden, and supporting Lila's artistic pursuits, whether it's her photography projects or late-night study sessions. This contrast amplifies the irony of the backlash. Fans who decry Drew's narcissism overlook Mathison's genuine philanthropy, like his annual fundraisers that have raised thousands for cancer research, inspired by personal losses in his circle. Analyzing Drew's storyline further, one can see how the writers use his transformation to explore themes of power corruption, drawing parallels to political dramas where good intentions sour into self-interest. Yet Mathison infuses the role with subtle humanity, like fleeting moments of regret in Drew's eyes during confrontations, hinting at potential future redemption. This depth not only elevates the show, but also showcases why Mathison remains a fan favorite, even amid controversy, as his warmth shines through in every interview and public appearance. Support from Mathison's General Hospital colleagues has poured in like a tidal wave, transforming the narrative from isolation to solidarity and highlighting the tight-knit family dynamic on the Pine Valley set. No, wait, Port Charles set. Rory Gibson, who brings Michael Corinthos to life with his brooding intensity, was quick to defend his co-star in the comments, describing Cameron as the most kind, chill, generous guy on set who always shares laughs during breaks and offers advice on tough scenes. Gibson's words carry weight, given their shared storylines involving corporate battles and family feuds, where off-camera camaraderie helps navigate the emotional toll of intense filming schedules. Similarly, veteran star Maurice Benard, the iconic Sonny Corinthos known for his fiery protectiveness, issued a fierce warning: "If you mess with Cameron, you're gonna have to mess with me, and I don't think you want to do that." Benard's loyalty stems from years of witnessing Mathison's professionalism. From early morning rehearsals to rap parties where he leads impromptu dance sessions to boost morale. Other cast members, like the ever-graceful Laura Wright as Carly, echoed this sentiment in private messages that later surfaced publicly, praising Cameron's role in fostering a positive environment amid GH's demanding 52-week production cycle. This collective defense not only shields Mathison, but also serves as a broader statement against toxicity, reinforcing how the show's ensemble acts as a real-life support system, much like the Corinthos family on screen. In dissecting these interactions, it's clear that such unity strengthens the cast's performances, allowing actors to delve deeper into complex arcs like Drew's without fearing real-world repercussions. Social media has evolved into a double-edged sword for stars like Mathison, mirroring the hate mail of yesteryear, but with instantaneous reach and anonymity that emboldens unchecked rage. In the golden age of soaps, during the 1980s and 90s, dissatisfied viewers would pen letters to networks, venting about disliked characters or botched romances. Think the uproar over Luke and Laura's controversial wedding on GH itself. Those missives, while pointed, often included constructive feedback and were filtered through editors before reaching actors. Today, platforms like Twitter and Instagram enable anyone to unleash insults in seconds, hidden behind avatars, without pausing to consider the human cost, such as a daughter reading barbs about her parent during a vulnerable moment. Mathison's recent Instagram post, a heartfelt video filmed against the backdrop of a serene beach walk, directly confronts this issue, urging fans to remember that words impact real people and not just the actors themselves, but family and loved ones as well. He elaborated with examples from his own life, like how negative comments once disrupted a family vacation, pulling focus from joyful moments to unnecessary stress. This modern hate mail phenomenon has sparked industry-wide discussions, with organizations like the Soap Opera Network advocating for better moderation tools and fan education campaigns. Ultimately, while social media fuels GH's viral moments like spoiler threads dissecting Drew's latest betrayal, it also demands greater responsibility from the community to celebrate the art without wounding the artists. Reflecting on the bigger picture, incidents like this one with Cameron Mathison serve as a wake-up call for the entire daytime television fandom, emphasizing the need for empathy in an era where boundaries between worlds dissolve so easily. As General Hospital continues to weave tales of ambition, heartbreak, and unlikely alliances in Port Charles, actors like Mathison pour their souls into roles that provoke strong reactions. That's the magic of the genre. But true fans honor that craft by directing passion toward the story, not the storyteller, fostering a space where creativity thrives without collateral damage. With support from his castmates and a reminder of his off-screen goodness, Mathison is already bouncing back, focusing on upcoming GH episodes that promise even more twists for Drew. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest spoilers, and let's keep the conversation positive. After all, in Soapland, redemption is always just one plot twist away.